Sorry, I kid, I've got to go now.
Right, I know we've got to be quick, you're in a rush. What is your reaction to that press conference? I know Josh's opponent was a man of very few words.
Yeah.
Quite comical at moments for the fans here. What was your reaction to that?
I've seen livelier press conferences, to be honest, but it was alright, it was what it was. I mean, man of few words, I think a language barrier, you know, nobody can't be blamed for that.
No, exactly.
I don't think his interpreter spoke like good French or English really, so we're struggling there and all.
I mean, you can look on it in a good light in the fact that this is one of Josh's first fights in probably a year, well over a year, where he's not had verbal warfare at a press conference, so...
Yeah, I don't like that anyway, I don't like that. You know all that bad mouthing?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, it's only banter. It's not banter, is it? It's just, it's shit, I don't like all that. I really don't. I'll tell you what a good one, what a really good one, Carl Frampton. I think because Carl's a good lad, he's a straight up fighter, good honest fighter, says it how it is. Jamie Moore, I know him anyway, and he's a good lad, is Jamie. So, well, you can be confident. You can be confident without bad mouthing, can't you? There's no wrong with that.
And you assured fans that, despite the opponent not being as well known to British audiences as previous opponents, that this is a really stiff test for Josh here.
Well, it is, yeah. I mean, it's not just me saying that. It's there on record, isn't it? You've got that name, IBF World Champion Josh Warrington. The next name on that list is Santa Cruz. It's the end of story. That's it. Simple as that. I watched him do his check. Where I didn't say what he weighed because we're not allowed, but he's in very, very good condition. He's obviously trained and conditioned for it. We've done a bit of homework on his trainer and coach, and he's no mug. He's a very, very high level coach. All that taken into consideration, I think he's coming to fight.
I remember being backstage post-fight after the Galahad fight, and you were disappointed to say the least after that fight, kind of treating it like a loss. And then Frank just highlighted then, you guys did win the fight. Just looking at camp now, how different of a fighter is Josh from that fight? Completely.
I think all we did it last fight. Listen, I'm not going to speak about last fight anymore. What I'll speak about is this one, and say that preparations for this fight have been absolutely brilliant, been tremendous. Everybody's applied themselves in every department, changed things around, and everybody will see on Saturday night.
And finally, just before you go, after that fight, the talks were of heading over to America, and now Frank's mentioned that Ellen Road could be a possibility next year.
Yeah.
Is Leeds a city that you're just reluctant to get away from, despite the bright lights of America maybe shining in the future?
No, we're not reluctant to get away from Leeds. It don't matter to us. Everybody thinks we've only ever fought Arena, but we've not. Until we won the British title. Well, I think the British title was the first time we fought in Leeds, to be honest. Until then, we'd 15 fights on the road. 15. Never fought in Leeds in 15 fights. There's not many people have done that, but that's what we did. And then we've made Leeds Arena our home because we're successful there. So,
and Ellen Road's something you just can't turn down?
Ellen Road's alright, you can't turn that down. It's a stadium fight. You ask anybody in France or Germany, wherever, if they want a stadium fight, you'll pick that. It just so happens that Ellen Road's about 5 miles from my house, makes the job easy.
Do you think a Russell Jr. or Santa Cruz could be attracted to come and fight at Ellen Road?
Of course I do, yeah. After the success of the last Ellen Road show, I think now they could open it up a lot more, maybe at 30,000, 35,000. I think that generates the money even, you know, on the gate to get your Gary Russells and your Santa Cruz and your Valdez's over here.
And you're not a fan of Gary Russell Jr. at all?
I think he's a tremendous fighter. I think as a person, I think he let himself down anyway with the Santa Cruz thing. He can say dress it up how he wants and try and wiggle out of it, but he said it and it's there and everybody knows what he's about now. Just for that very reason, I would really like to fill him in.
So that's the one that you'd like next if you had to pick one?
Yeah. I mean, it was very, very poor taste with that, you know what I mean? I wouldn't like to think he walked into my gym, put his arm around me and send a message to Josh, I've got your dad here, or even worse, I've got Nicky here. You know what I mean? Imagine holding him, look at that, imagine holding him hostage there. If Josh don't come down here, I've got Nicky Manners. I'm going to put my hands on him. Fucking hell, he get his head pulled off from me. So yeah, we're done in parties with that. But if he does want to come down, walk in gym and put his arm round us and say, Josh, I've got your dad, or I've got Nicky, or Jimmy, well, he can do if he wants.
Stern words.
Stern words. Come and get it.
I think that's the perfect note to leave on. All the best Saturday night.
Thank you very much. Cheers, pal.